Do you like the Canon RF 15 to 35mm f2.8, but find it just a little bit too expensive? Well, what about an f4 version? And what's happening to those SSD prices? This and more after the intro. Hi, I'm Simon. Thanks for tuning into The Ordinary Filmmaker. If you're new here, subscribe to get notification of new videos like this one so you don't miss any news, rumors, reviews of camera gear, or tutorials. And by the way, I'm giving away a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. Details are in the description down below, or you can watch this video here, but essentially all you have to do is subscribe for your chance to win. Now, there are some blackouts based on location and age, so I do recommend watching the video and reading the terms and conditions. Canon News uncovered a patent for the RF 15 to 35 f4, but patents by themselves don't really mean we're actually even going to see a product, let alone when. However, Craig over at Canon Rumors says that he believes that this lens is going to be coming out in 2021 for sure. Interesting, but I'd really like to see a few primes like a 16, 18, or even a 20mm. Having recently acquired the Crane 2S, I'd like to do some more vlogging outside. Having a lightweight prime lens instead of a heavy 15 to 35 or 50mm would definitely be a great addition. But before I close off today's videos, I've got a bit of a beef with SSD prices. Being Black Friday, one can find a 1TB Samsung Evo SSD for as low as $88. And that's not a bad deal, it's less than 10 cents a gigabyte. Normally, as we purchase higher storage though, the cost per gigabyte usually goes down. But we seem to be topside down this year. It's an inverted curve. If you want the 2TB version, the 2TB version, I was going to say 2GB version, it goes up to 10 cents per gigabyte. But go up to the 4TB version and the price rises to 12 cents per gigabyte. It should actually go down. Now the 2TB should be priced lower per gigabyte than the 1TB, and the 4TB should be priced lower than all of them per gigabyte. Hopefully I can try to get the words out for the rest of this video, but it's a bit of an issue. Now, do you remember the early morning Black Friday deals of yesteryear where on Amazon you would see a 2TB SSD that could be had for $100? This was usually within the first hour, and if you were lucky enough, probably in the first 15 minutes. But this was back in 2019. I'm fortunate enough to say that we're finally seeing 2019 prices. This year, prices for SSDs really just shot up. But worry not, SSD prices will continue to decline in the last quarter of this year, so right up until the end of the year, and into the first quarter of 2021. And this is important because I desperately need a 1TB drive for an external recorder and a 4TB drive for editing. Now, moments ago, I checked my storage that I had left. My working disk, well, it had 400 gigabytes left. Now I could probably free up another 100 gigabytes, giving me a total of 500 gigabytes. That should be enough for smaller YouTube videos, but not my weekly Q&As. And on my main storage on my computer, I have 850 gigabytes left. That's internal storage, and that's used for my personal business. To give you an idea, I need a minimum of 2 terabytes there. 850 gigabytes is not enough. Now, I could probably use this as my editing disk as well, and it might seem a lot. It might seem like quite a bit, but editing 4K video is kind of like driving a turbocharged V12. It goes very quick. My current storage is not likely to last me past March. I'm really hoping that prices will come down by then. I just hate paying more for something that really is going to be heading down very shortly. But if I'm wrong, it's really going to cost me. You see, 2020 is a difficult year to forecast. And all the norms are pretty much out the window. Now, industry forecasters are saying that, yes, we're going to continue to see prices drop in the end of this year, which is basically 1 month left. And they're going to drop another 15% in early 2021. So yes, the 1TB does look good right now, but I'm sticking to the sidelines. Oh, and one last thing before I go, a bit of behind the scenes. I'm currently shooting with the new RF 50mm f1.2, and I'm really curious to see how well this performs. Now, unfortunately for you watching, with YouTube's compression, you're probably not going to see much of a difference. And if you are, you're probably going to see it in my face area or this part of the desk. Let me know if you do see a difference. I'm going to take it into the computer very shortly, and I'm going to get a pretty good glimpse to see if I might be able to notice a difference. The RF version is definitely sharper. Everyone is saying that. And I'm curious to see if that translates well to the video, because everyone's talking about the photo specs. And one thing I do want to talk about this lens, all the reviews you're going to find about it are photo-based. No one's really talking about video. When they do talk about video, they don't talk about the one thing we really want to know, and that is, how quiet is the focus motor? The focus motor isn't that much quieter than the EF version. Now, it's not super loud, but if you've got a mic on camera, it's going to pick it up. But the difference is more the sound. It's got a more of a lower sound. It's not as high-pitched and chirpy like the EF version. So as I start to edit with it a bit more for my personal stuff, I'm going to get a better sense of how good this lens is for video. For photos, obviously, it's incredible. For portraits, I mean, the EF version was pretty good, but the RF version, just stunning, the amount of sharpness, the detail that you get with this from the center throughout the corners through the entire focal ratio range. So that's really exciting. And I'm going to take out the 800mm a bit more as well. It's parked there right now. I took it out a little while ago and there was one bird and then it flew away. So right now the weather's not conducive to doing a lot with that lens, but I'm really hoping this weekend I'll be able to get out there and take a look. But for one last thing for my friends down in the States, have yourself a very happy and safe Thanksgiving. I know there's been a lot of stress this year, and I know this happens to be one of the biggest holidays of the year. I lived in the United States for a while I was going to college, and my sophomore and freshman year, or freshman and sophomore year, were just absolutely incredible. First year, I was invited to Thanksgiving in a place called Ocean Isle, North Carolina. We were having a bit of a heat wave back then. It was around 80 degrees in Thanksgiving. But the ocean was absolutely frigid. And I just had a lot of time there. There was a bunch of us. I think there was about 12 of us from college, and my friends' parents were there. And it was just an absolute dream. It was just, anything you could imagine. It was just absolutely wonderful. So I do know what it's like to celebrate Thanksgiving in the United States, and I'm wishing you all a very happy Thanksgiving. And if you're not from the U.S., well, you know what? Maybe just consider taking Friday off. There's nothing wrong with an extra day off, is there? But that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. Don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win the Synco Lav S6E lavalier microphone and the M3 shotgun microphone. I'll be awarding these two prizes to one lucky viewer once the channel reaches 20,000 subscribers. And you do need to be subscribed, not just a viewer, but you need to be subscribed. And then for every 10,000 or so subscribers after that, I'm going to be offering up a more expensive and more interesting prize all the way up to 100,000. And once I reach that plateau, I'll be awarding the Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera, a brand new one, to one lucky viewer. And on that bombshell, thanks so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. We'll see you again soon.